So today we haven't really done a long form video on this channel, so I thought I'd just have a bit of fun and see if we can predict all 11 fixtures for tomorrow's bank holiday games in the Isthmian Premier Division. Loads to play for in the relegation and in the playoff battle, of course, especially for me as a Dartford fan. So I thought this would be really good fun just to get all the fixtures up on screen, type in the predictions and just go through them, because it's going to be a really exciting finish to the season. I know Folkestone won the league the other day. Massive congratulations to them. Bank holiday Friday, your team wins the league and you got 3 days off after. Well, not for everyone, of course. Not everyone has the 3 days off, but just must have been amazing for them. So don't want to keep this video too long. We're going to have a look. We're going to go from the top, where the very first fixture is Aveley versus #United. Aveley are having a great season. They've been fantastic since their relegation to the National League South, especially as they're just one of those teams. They're constantly going to have their players pinched. They're really good at producing, some top players. So Aveley at home against a #United team that obviously sadly are, it looks like wanting relegation anyway, obviously opting for voluntary relegation. They are sitting in relegation places anyway. Aveley are second in the league. They look a really well drilled outfit. Fantastic win on the weekend for them as well. I think it's quite obvious to say it's only going one way. We beat something crazy. It was 7-0 the other day. So for me, Aveley are going to win 3-0. It could be more, could be less. Who knows? I don't know what you're going to get out of # at the moment. But Aveley are just, I think, way too good of a side for #United at the moment. After that, we have Billericay versus Canvey Island. Now, there's no denying it. Billericay had a stupidly slow start to the league this year. But they've just gone on a mission, haven't they? They've just been winning and winning and winning and winning. They have been fantastic. And like #, they're playing a team that are in the relegation zone, Canvey Island, who obviously will be going down. They've had an extremely poor season, but still managed to nick points out of us along the way, which is typical Dartford. A couple of the teams at the bottom, like Potters Bar and Canvey, who've dropped such important points too. But yeah, it's only going one way for me. And this one, I think, is going to be something like a comfortable 2-0 win for Billericay, who, for me, will be cementing their place in the playoffs. I think it will be between sort of us, Brentwood, and if we can beat Chatham, which we'll get to in a minute, and Chatham. But yeah, I think Billericay will be fine. And yeah, I could see Billericay going all the way to the finals, unlike last year where they got knocked out unexpectedly to Dover in the semis, who of course then went and beat us in the finals. After that, we've got Brentwood Town versus Welling United. This will be a massively interesting one. As a Dartford fan, I've never wanted Welling United to win so much. Of course, Welling are fighting relegation. They've been on a fantastic bit of form recently. And I really, really hope they do us a favour tomorrow. They could do us a huge favour, absolutely humongous favour, because technically speaking, Brentwood are 3 points in front of Dartford, but if they were to lose and we were to win, then of course our goal difference is much better and it would put us into those playoff spots. So it's massive for Brentwood. This is purely because of Welling's form at the moment has just been fantastic. I'm actually going to go and back Welling to get a draw, and that's me being a bit optimistic. Because Brentwood haven't been on fantastic form. Welling have been on great form. Welling are fighting like anything to just keep themselves out of that relegation zone. So for me, it's going to be a 1-1 draw. I can't see loads of goals in it, personally. Moving on to Cheshire versus Potters Bar. Potters Bar, of course, it was really weird. They actually had a pretty good run of form after they beat us 1-0. They actually did okay, picked up a few points. I think they are the other team like Canvey, who have borderline confirmed their relegation. Cheshire, sort of mid-table. They're where you expect. I think for me, this isn't going to be the most exciting game. It's going to be a 2-1 Cheshire for that one. After that, we've got Chichester taking on Burgess Hill Town. Burgess Hill Town, for a team that just got promoted, I think they've had a really good season. Although they won't be making playoffs, it's still not mathematically done yet, so you can't write them off. Chichester having a pretty poor season. They are one of our last games of the season as well, so I'm hoping their poor form continues. They'll obviously be in the league another year. This one's really quite tough to predict, but I think Burgess Hill, especially doing us a massive favour against Brentwood, it's going to be tight, but I could see Brentwood just nicking it with a cheeky little 2-1, as you can see. After that, a cray derby day. Cray, I think, borderline the same position as Burgess Hill Town, same points anyway. They've had a really good season. They've had a really solid season. They've just sort of dipped off at the wrong time when they were fighting for the playoffs. But nonetheless, Cray Valley, they were inches away. They were seconds away before that Samadadu free kick to getting themselves into the playoff final in the Isthmian League after just being promoted. Season later, it looks like they are going to be relegated back down, which is really, really tough. It's just really, really tough. I know they had a bit of a poor start to the season in the transfer market with captain announcing that, they didn't get a fee for him. He just said, I'm giving up, hanging up my boots at like 28 and moving on to other things. And that does happen in the Isthmian League, of course. I mean, both teams are going to be up for this because it's a derby. Cray Valley, are fighting relegation. Cray Wanderers are still going to be praying that they can pull off a miracle or maybe get playoffs, which is, I don't think any of their fans think that will happen. But, you got to believe that some miracles can happen. And Dartford, Chatham and Brentwood keep losing and they keep winning. But, Cray have looked really good at the moment, Cray Wanderers. So I am going to back them to win 3-1. So a lot of a couple of away wins in a row there, as you can see. So let's get on to this. Isn't me being biased. I just think this is the biggest game of the weekend. My beloved Darts taking on Chatham Town at home. Gutted, absolutely gutted that we, didn't see out the game against Carshalton. Obviously, Carshalton are fighting for their lives in that relegation zone as well. So the point would have done them a world of good, especially confidence. I was massively disappointed because that would have got us 1 point off the playoffs. Would have got us right close to Chatham as well with playing Chatham at home. But look, I think we've been scoring goals recently. 2 against Carshalton, 4 against Lewis. 7 against Hashtag. So I think there's going to be goals in this game. I think we're capable of goals. It's just we're struggling to see out games. And I don't think, I think we're maybe just lacking a bit of a leader on the pitch at the moment. So it's so hard to call this one. And people say it's biased. Maybe it is a bit biased. But at home, Princess Park, Bank Holiday Monday, I've got to back us. And I'm going for the exact same result as we had at their place when we got 2 early goals through Joe Tennant and George Whitefield. I'm going for 2-1. Why not? Got to be brave. Chatham probably aren't playing their best football at the moment, so yeah, let's see what happens there. Maybe I could I could regret that result very soon, I'm sure. After that, we have Dulwich Hamlet taking on Carshalton Athletic. Obviously, Dulwich, fantastic start season, and then massively dropped off a cliff. They are, of course, safe. They will get a fantastic bumper crowd at home on the Bank Holiday Monday, as you'd be expected, with the highest attendance in the league, average attendances. And they've obviously got to play a Carshalton side who are fighting like anything, as I've mentioned, to get themselves away from that relegation. So I believe they're only 2 points off at the moment. So every game is massive for them. And again, they're another team, a bit like Cray Valley, who were fantastic last year. The team just outside the playoffs. So shows how quickly things can change in this league. For me, this tough one's cool, but I think Carshalton are going to go away and do exactly what they did to us and get a 2-2 draw. And a point, if teams random lose, would keep them 3 points away from safety. So I don't think a point away at Dulwich would be a bad result for them at all. After that, we have Folkestone taking on Ramsgate at home, celebrating the title. They've got to be up for this. I know they've won the title and everyone said they've been out celebrating. I'm sure they have, but they'll want to, they'll want to sign it off in style at home. Well, not sign it off. They've got more home games. Of course they have. But I really think they'll want to give the fans something to, they just want to be at home and celebrate the league title of a win, don't you? And not have a bit of a dampener on the day. Ramsgate, obviously a good side. Their games always have lots of goals in them. So let's go for a game with lots of goals. 5 goals, Folkestone 3, Ramsgate 2. After that, we have Lewis taking on Whitehawk. Another bit of a derby down there in East Sussex. Lewis and Whitehawk, not fantastic seasons for either of them, as we all know. Lewis at home, at the Dripping Pan. It should be, that'd be a cracking game. It's one of those, if I lived locally, I'd just go to as a neutral. It'd be a fantastic game, I think. This one could be a bit of a snore fest. I don't know enough about the two teams, even though I have, watched Lewis this season. They got that late goal against us, which was heartbreaking, like the 90th plus 6th minute. The more I go through these results, more I'm thinking how many chances we've missed this year just to cement our place in that playoffs already. But That's football. That's why we love it. Don't really know how to call this one. I'm going for the most boring result in the world, 1-1. So to finish, we have a struggling Wingate and Finchley side taking on St Albans City. St Albans, they've been really under talks about this season. It's because they've just had a really underwhelming season. It's been for a team that, well, like us, have been nationally south for so long. Lovely stadium, retro, good fan base, good attendances. I can imagine their fans be really disappointed with how their first season back in the Isthmian League has gone. But it is what it is. Maybe I'm being silly here. I think I'm going to... Sorry, I got a cough. I think I'm going to back them to win. Yeah, let's just finish it off with another away win. Wingate Finchley 1, St Albans City 2. So there you go. There is all your score predictions on screen for the upcoming bank holiday weekend in the Isthmian League. Yeah, I don't know what to say. Just please, Dartford, please don't ruin my bank holiday Monday. Please, 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 Darts, go win it. Get yourself in those playoffs. Well and do us a favour and beat Brentwood. Could be an amazing weekend. It really could, but we will soon see. We will soon see. So there you go. Those are your predictions. If you want to see more of these, please do let me know. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.